just one. I wanted to impact just one woman at a time. But I'm getting ahead of myself, so let's start from the beginning. While it may not be in the ranks of a four-letter word, cancer trumps all and is the filthiest word of any language. In 2009, at the age of 37, I was diagnosed with stage 3B breast cancer. With a husband and 3 small children at home, it seemed like every step of my treatments were filled with complications. Like most women, I was blindsided by this diagnosis and struggled through treatment, which were a mastectomy, chemotherapy, and radiation treatments. I began an arduous journey of many failed reconstructive surgeries to put me back together again. It was a dark journey into such unknown territory. And the most frightening part was I realized I had no control over what was to come. My pre-cancer self was always a caretaker. I was a professional social worker, and in caring for others, I encouraged them to work through each moment of their trials and challenges, taking it all day by day. But when I look back at my cancer experience, although I told myself one day at a time, 1 minute at a time, I did not follow my own advice. I was constantly wondering, what if this happens? And what if that happens? In fact, I was so focused on the bad things that did happen, I gave myself a good case of post-treatment anxiety. I do know that if I hadn't gone through so many challenges, I would never have understood what it is to be a survivor. My husband and family were there for every emotional 6-month treatment. My friends took over. The mundane things around the house. They brought us meals. They took my kids to and from school every day. And they paid for house cleaning. But even with my fabulous support system, there was so much they couldn't do, like being fitted for a prosthetic or looking for wigs. Throughout my cancer journey, I wondered how other women got through the support or help I had. My experience, for better or worse, was worth something. It was worth a second act. I had a burning desire to help other women who weren't as fortunate as I had been. I wanted them to feel they were worthy of proper care, despite what can be a dehumanizing time. While there's all kinds of information about breast cancer awareness, prevention, and research, what I found most missing and needed in the time of my fight was support for women in the trenches, things to help women in the now. Those of us who've had cancer know it's like napalm, scorching not only our bodies and our emotions, but also our finances. I went without items that would have helped me feel beautiful when my body turned against me. Wigs and prosthetics and post-surgical garments were either too expensive or too difficult to find. I had small children, and it is so tough to shop with 3 children on your arm. In 2015, I launched Impact One Breast Cancer Foundation to empower women with self-worth, comfort, and beauty at a time when their whole world seems turned upside down. I asked manufacturers and retailers to donate the items I knew were much needed by breast cancer patients. I set up a website, and I collected over $90,000 in product my first year. We send everything, thank you. We send everything packaged in this beautiful box, wrapped in tissue paper and ribbon. I want these boxes to look as though they have come from a boutique, and every box is as unique as the woman receiving it. My first Hope in a Box went to a woman in Gilbert, Arizona. We sent her a wig and compression garments after her mastectomy and during her treatments. It changed her entire recovery. It was one less thing on her worry list, and it changed me. I had found my calling. I knew where help was needed most. For me, it was the perfect second act, because in helping others, I'm healing too. My brightest moments are when I tell women, you're not alone, because I understand, and Impact One can help. These are powerful words to those in the journey, and I know these words bring a lot of healing to the mind and body. Since 2015, Impact One has served more than 800 women with needed items. Thousands have received advice on breast health and prevention and resources to aid in their journey, both in English and in Spanish. I continue to be haunted by those memories of women fighting alone and without any support. To that end, Impact One specifically targets many women in underserved, lower socioeconomic communities, women who've been forgotten. Retailers continue to donate weekly, and I continue to do outreach and write personal letters of encouragement to include in those hope boxes. But I would not be where I'm at today without the support of my working board, a tribe that believes in the mission as much as I do. We are impacting one breast cancer fighter at a time. We are healing one woman at a time, and now many are impacted since that one. Thank you.